Hello friends, welcome back to Online Math. We're going to be solving this interesting equation. So we have here x power 3 is equal to 125. So we want to find out all of the solutions of x that is actually going to be satisfying this equation right here. Okay, so but just before we proceed, if you are new to our channel, do want to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and also turn on the notification icon so that whenever we release new content, you actually get to know about it. And of course, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Hit the like button even as we proceed. Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually to rewrite this 125 right. So what I have here is x power 3 is equal to, I can actually write this 125 as 5 power 3. Okay, so of course, if I should take the cube root of both sides, I'm actually going to be getting the first value of x, which is basically 5. But then we have that x is power 3, right? So it's expected that we're going to be getting 3 distinct values of x, of course, or 3 values of x that it should satisfy this problem right. So I'm going to be taking a different approach so that we can be able to find out all of the roots of this equation. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to actually move this 5 power 3 to the left hand side. So if I do that, I'm going to be having that the equation will change to x power 3 and then of course minus 5 power 3. Okay, it's equal to 0. And then next, of course, you can remember that a power 3 minus b power 3, you can actually expand this to be a minus b, then of course multiply by a squared plus ab and then plus b squared. And in this case, you can see that our a is equal to x and then our b is equal to 5. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is to use this expansion rule to also expand what we have right here. And if I do that, this is actually going to change to x minus 5, okay, and then of course multiplied by x squared plus x times 5 was 5x, and then of course plus 5 times 5 of 5 squared, rather that will be 25. Okay, and then it's equal to 0. Then moving on, what we're going to be utilizing at this point is actually the zero product rule, which basically say that when the product of two terms is equal to 0, it is either one of the terms is equal to 0 or both of the terms are equal to 0. So in this case, this actually implies that x minus 5 is equal to 0, or this one we have right here, x squared plus 5x and then of course plus 25 is equal to 0. Okay, and then of course if we solve this first case right here, you're actually going to be seeing that x is equal to 5. Okay, so from here we are getting that our x is equal to 5, which is actually going to be the first solution to this equation we are solving. So next we can focus on this to get the remaining 2 values of x, and of course you can see that this is a quadratic equation, and then for us to solve, we can actually go ahead and then compute the discriminant so that we actually have an idea of how many roots we are going to be finding, of course whether it has a real solution. Okay, and of course to compute the discriminant, d is equal to b squared minus 4ac. Okay, and of course in this case a is actually the coefficient of x squared. Of course a is equal to 1, and then b is the coefficient of x, which in this case is equal to 5, and then c is the constant, which is equal to 25. Okay, so computing our discriminant, we have that d is equal to 5 squared minus 4 times 1, and then of course times 25. Okay, and then of course moving on, this is equal to, this is 25, and then minus 4 times 1 is 4, and then 4 times 25 is 100. And then when you subtract this is negative 75, and you can see that it is strictly less than 0, so which tells us that there is no real solution. Okay, so there's no real solution to this quadratic equation right here. But of course, we can just extend our solution to complex numbers so that we can also find out the complex values of x that will also satisfy the equation we are solving. And so for us to solve that, we are just going to be utilizing the formula methods to do that. And then if you can remember, the formula method is given by x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root, okay, of b squared minus 4ac, which basically is the square root of the discriminant, okay, and then divided by 2a. Okay, so moving on, what we have here is minus b, which is just minus 5, plus or minus the square root of the discriminant. And of course, we've solved this and then we got that this is negative 75, okay, divided by 2 times 1, okay. And then moving on, what we're going to be having is negative 5 plus or minus, I'm actually going to split these to negative 1 and then multiply by the square root of 75, okay, and it's all going to be divided by 2 times 1, which is equal to 2, okay. And then of course root minus 1 is I, so that what we have here is negative x, negative 5 plus or minus, this is I, and then I multiplied by root 75, and that's actually going to give us I root 75, okay. And then of course divided by 2a. We can also simplify this root 75 further, so that if we do that, what we now have is negative 5 plus or minus I root 75. We can write it as 25 multiplied by 3, okay, so where 25 is the perfect square, okay. And then moving on, we can now take the square root of this 25 right here, so we have that this is minus 5 plus or minus I multiplied by the square root of 25, which is just 5, okay. So let me put it in bracket 5 and then root 3 right here, okay, divided by 2, so that eventually what we have is minus 5 plus or minus 5 root, okay, I 5 root 3 divided by 2, okay. And then clearly here you can see the two values of x, okay. And then the first one here, x is now equal to minus 5 plus I 5 root 3 divided by 2, or we have that the next value will be minus 5 minus I 5 multiplied by root 3 and then divided by 2. So these are the three values of x, and of course if you want to write it out, okay, so the first one we got it that x is equal to, so if we term this x1, x is equal to 5, okay. And then of course the second one, if we term it x2, x will be equal to, okay, minus 5 plus I 5 root 3 divided by, okay, so let me just put this out, divided by 2, and then x3 will be equal to 1 over 2 into minus 5 and then minus I 5 root 3, okay. So these are the three values of x that is actually going to satisfy the problem we are solving. So that is how you solve this. And of course, if you've enjoyed the video, if you've got some value in this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and then of course turn on the notification icon so that whenever we release new content you will get to know about it. And I'm gonna be leaving it right here, and then see you guys in my next video.